Have you ever suddenly felt like someone was calling your name, but when you looked around, no one was there? Or maybe, out of nowhere, you got this weird sensation in your chest, like something was stirring inside you, yet nothing around you explained why? Let's take a step back and start with the basics. We are not just flesh and bone, we're energetic beings. Each of us vibrates at a unique frequency, and those vibrations, they don't stop at our skin. They ripple outward, interacting with the world around us and with other people. Now, here's where it gets truly fascinating. Whenever we form a deep emotional connection with someone, be it love, friendship, even a profound spiritual bond, an invisible thread is formed between us. It's not something you can see or touch, but it's there. I call it an energetic thread. And here's the kicker. The thread never fully breaks. Time can pass, distance can grow, but the connection remains. Maybe it gets weaker, maybe it fades into the background, but it's always pulsing, always there, like a quiet hum in the background of your life. So what travels through this thread? Emotions, thoughts, longing. When someone who shares this bond with you misses you deeply, and I mean truly, soul-level longing, that emotion carries an energetic signature. It vibrates, it travels, and it reaches you instantly. Sound far-fetched? Let's talk science for a second. Quantum physics has shown us that two entangled particles can affect each other immediately, no matter how far apart they are. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. But spiritual communities have understood this for centuries. That connection transcends physical space, and this isn't just about science or spirituality. This is about you, your body, your experience. You've probably felt it without realizing. Let's break it down. When someone is missing you with their whole being, not just remembering you, but aching for you, their energy field amplifies. It sends out ripples that move through this invisible thread, and your body, it picks up on it. Think of your body like an antenna. You have energy centers, or chakras, that are specifically designed to receive this kind of subtle information. The heart chakra, especially, is like a satellite dish for emotional energy. Ever felt a warmth blooming in the middle of your chest for no reason? That's your heart chakra receiving a transmission. It's being activated by someone else's longing. Or how about this? You're just walking, doing your thing, and suddenly you get that shiver. Not because you're cold, not because you're scared. It's different. It shoots up your spine like a wave of electricity. That's your aura expanding to process emotional energy. Another one, you feel heat in your chest or hands completely out of the blue. It's not anxiety. It's not exertion. It's the energy of someone's emotions flooding your system. Still not convinced? Let's go further. Ever felt fluttering in your stomach? That butterfly sensation, even though you weren't nervous or hungry. That's your solar plexus chakra responding. It's one of the most sensitive centers to energetic changes, and when longing hits you, it lights up like a radar. Or maybe you felt a strange pressure on your forehead, between your eyebrows, your third eye. It's not a headache. It's more like a touch, a nudge. That's your intuitive center activating. That is spiritual signal reception in real time. Now here's something especially curious. Temperature shifts. 1 second you're fine. The next, you're burning up or freezing cold with no explanation. This happens when your energy field is aligning with someone else's. It's a calibration. Your body is sensing with the emotional frequency of someone who's thinking about you, missing you, longing for you. And then there's tingling. Fingers, toes, hands, feet, electric little pinches. That's energy movement. These points are energetic gateways. When they tingle, something or someone is reaching you energetically. Now, the key to all of this is to know how to tell the difference between a random body sensation and an energetic message. Here's the golden rule. If it's sudden, unexplained, and fades without cause, it's likely spiritual. You didn't eat differently. You didn't change your environment. You weren't working out. But still, boom, that heat, that chill, that shiver. And then, just as quickly, it's gone. That's energy. That's emotion. That's connection. And here's what is truly beautiful. You don't need to be thinking about the person to receive it. You don't have to be in meditation or prayer. These signals come whether you're ready or not, because they don't depend on your awareness. They depend on your bond. And although some people, the empaths, the intuitives, may feel these things more often, the truth is, we all have this ability, every single one of us. The difference is whether or not we're paying attention. So, now you might be wondering, okay, I've had some of these experiences, but how do I know if they mean someone's thinking of me, missing me? That's what we're going to unpack next. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how to recognize the signs that someone's energetic message has reached you and what each one means. We'll talk about the dreams that aren't really dreams, the strange messages your body picks up during the night, and the most shocking ways the universe confirms that you're on someone's mind. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Until then, breathe deeply, stay open, and if this feels familiar, you're not imagining it, you're just waking up. Let's dive deeper. We've already talked about how energy moves between people, even across cities, oceans, or time zones, and how your body becomes the receiver of those transmissions. But one of the most powerful times these energetic messages come through is when you're asleep. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a dream that felt so real? It stuck with you for days. You wake up and you can still feel the emotions. You remember their voice, the way they looked at you, the way your hands touched, and for a second, or maybe longer, it felt like they were really there. That's not just a dream, that's a visitation. You see, during sleep, your conscious mind steps aside. The walls come down, and that is when your soul becomes most open to receiving messages, especially from people who are thinking about you intensely. Now, not all dreams are visitations. Some are just your subconscious processing the day. But there's a clear difference between regular dreams and spiritual ones. Here's how you can tell. The first big giveaway: vividness. These dreams are ultra clear. You remember specific conversations. You remember the smell of the air, the clothes they were wearing, how their eyes looked when they smiled at you. You wake up feeling like something actually happened, like you just came back from somewhere. Another sign is emotional harmony. Even if you haven't spoken to this person in years, even if things ended badly in these dreams, there's no conflict, no awkwardness. You're just together, talking, laughing, walking side by side. That is because their true self, their energetic self, is reaching out to you without ego, anger, or fear, just pure emotional connection. Now, here's a really powerful one. When someone appears in your dream and calls you by your name, clearly, audibly, that's a massive sign. It's like their soul is dialing your number through the dream world. Sometimes, you'll even wake up right after hearing your name, almost like it pulled you back into the waking world. That's not a coincidence. That's contact. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Some dreams aren't straightforward. The person doesn't show up as themselves. Instead, your subconscious disguises them as a symbol. Maybe it is a place you both used to visit. Maybe it's a song playing in the background. Maybe it's an animal or object that reminds you of them. These are called symbolic dreams. The energy still reached you. Your mind just wrapped it in a metaphor. And trust me, your soul knows exactly what it means. Even more mind-blowing, shared dreams. Yeah, it's a thing. Let's say you dream about walking on the beach with them. You feel the wind, the sand, the sun. The next day, you talk to them, and they say they dreamt of you on a beach on the same night. Different details maybe, but the same energy. That's a soul connection operating on a level that most people never even notice. Another powerful sign in dreams is giving. If you dream about giving them something or receiving something from them, pay attention. That thing represents an energetic exchange. Maybe it's closure. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's a message they couldn't say aloud. Whatever it is, the dream is a transmission. One of the most moving types of dreams is when you feel their emotions. Not your feelings about them, but theirs. You wake up knowing that they're hurting, or that they're in love with you, or that they miss you so much they don't know what to do with it. It's like the dream gave you access to their heart. And when it's real, when the dream is more than just your own thoughts, it always leaves a mark. So how do you hold on to these dreams? How do you decode them? Simple. Write them down. Keep a dream journal by your bed. The moment you wake up, before your mind floods with the day's noise, write every detail you can remember. Colors.emotions.words. What was said, where you were, what you were doing, even smells and sounds. Over time, you'll start to see patterns. You'll notice that these dreams tend to come during certain phases of the moon, or at specific times, like around 3 to 5 a.m., which many call the thinning veil hours. That's when the bridge between the physical and spiritual realms is at its most open. Some people even report hearing music in their dreams that later appears randomly during the day, in a cafe, in the car, on someone's story. That's synchronicity. That's energy aligning across timelines. Now, what about when you're not dreaming? What happens when you're wide awake, doing something totally unrelated, and suddenly you just know? That person pops into your head so strongly it stops you in your tracks. It's not a passing thought. It's a pull, a certainty, a quiet voice that says, they're thinking about you right now. This is where your sixth sense kicks in. And it's real. We've all had those moments. You're brushing your teeth, scrolling your phone, making lunch, and suddenly their name drops into your awareness like thunder. You didn't summon it. You didn't ask for it. It just happened. And with it comes this deep inner knowing that it's not random, that this person is somehow connected to you in that exact moment. Sometimes, that knowing even brings details. You don't just feel them. You know what they're feeling. Maybe they're nostalgic. Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're filled with love and don't know where to send it. But somehow, you know. The wildest part, it goes both ways. When you're hit with a moment of powerful intuition like that, chances are they're feeling something about you at the exact same time. It's like the radio is suddenly tuning into the same station. Some people describe it as hearing their name mentally, not out loud, not in a creepy way, but like a whisper in your soul, like a signal from somewhere else. Or you'll feel something familiar in the room, like their presence is there with you. Not scary, not strange, just comforting. Like the air changed, like someone you love just stepped out of the room and you can still feel them there. That's how energy works. That's how souls talk when words fall short. And sometimes, these moments come with urgency. You feel this urge to check your phone, and there it is, a text from them. Or you pick it up just in time to see their name calling. Or you text them, and they say they were just about to message you. These aren't coincidences. They're connections. They re-evidence that your energy and theirs are still speaking, even when you ray miles apart. And if you've ever had a wave of emotion hit you from nowhere, tears, joy, laughter, longing, and you knew it wasn't yours, that's what I call an emotional download. You're processing their feelings, their sadness, their love, their memories of you. And it's so strong, your body can't help but react. It's empathy, but on a soul level. And once you felt it, you never forget it. Let's pick up where we left off. So now you know that these energetic connections go way beyond thoughts and dreams. But what if I told you that even your phone, the device you probably watching this video on, can become a messenger of spiritual connection? Yep, energy doesn't stop at your chakras, and it doesn't stop in the dream world either. It can move through wires, frequencies, even algorithms. Let's talk about tech synchronicities. Ever open Instagram and boom, the first face you see is theirs. Even though you haven't interacted with their profile in months, you didn't search for them. You didn't like anything. But somehow, the algorithm decided it was time to remind you of their existence. That's not random. That's resonance. Facebook memories suddenly showing you photos you had completely forgotten about at the exact moment you were feeling nostalgic or emotional. That's the universe pulling some strings. Behind the curtain. What about this? You type a message to them. You hit send. You leave your phone, but later, they tell you they never got it. And when you check again, nothing's sent, gone. But here's the kicker. They were thinking about messaging you at the same time. Your energies collided midair, and the message never made it. That's a real phenomenon. It's like your souls met in the digital space and short-circuited the system. Or how about phantom notifications? Your phone buzzes. You swear you heard the ding. Maybe you even felt the vibration. But when you look, no new messages, no missed calls, nothing. That happens a lot when someone is just about to message you, but doesn't. Maybe they backspace, maybe they get distracted. But the emotional intent was strong enough that the energetic signal already reached you before the message was ever typed. It's wild, I know, but it's real. Even music apps can become conduits. Ever had Spotify suddenly start playing that song? The one that was yours? Or maybe a playlist you haven't listened to and forever just appears, even though you weren't near your phone or didn't press anything. That's energy manifesting. It happens with photos too. You open your gallery and an old photo of you two suddenly pops up. Not one you favorited, not the most recent, but that one. The one that still makes your heart ache or smile. And it happens exactly when they're looking at their old photos of you. This is not just coincidence. This is emotional frequency sensing across time and tech. Another eerie one, video calls. Have you ever been on a call and just as they start to say something important, the image freezes, the audio cuts out, the connection gets choppy? That's not just bad Wi-Fi. Sometimes, emotional intensity literally interferes with digital signals, especially if the conversation is about love, pain, closure. It's like the universe is adding dramatic pauses to amplify the moment. And emails? You send them something, a heartfelt note, a reply, a long overdue message. But it arrives late, hours, maybe even a day after you press send. Weird, yes. But guess what? That email lands in their inbox at the exact moment they needed to read it most. Divine timing, delivered digitally. Even apps themselves start acting strangely when someone's thinking about you. WhatsApp opens by itself, straight to their chat. Spotify jumps to the playlist you'd have made together. Your photo app opens to the album from that trip. You didn't touch anything. You didn't open the app, but they were thinking of you, and your energy field responded. You've probably felt it with your battery too. You're thinking intensely about them, and your battery suddenly drains way faster than usual. Or the opposite, you have a draining call with them, and your phone charges super quickly. Why? Because electronics are sensitive to emotion. Electricity bends for energy. And modern tech, it's a canvas for the universe. Ever had Siri respond when you didn't say hey Siri? Or Alexa start talking in the middle of a quiet room? Google Assistant lighting up without anyone saying a word. It's creepy, yes, but it's also beautiful. These devices are built to pick up subtle sound frequencies, and sometimes what they're hearing isn't sound at all. It's vibration, it's longing, it's connection. So how do you know if it's a glitch or something more? Watch for patterns. If it's a one-off, maybe your phone's being weird. But if it only happens around this person, when you're thinking of them or feeling them, then you're not imagining things. You're witnessing energy moving through machines, and just when you think you've seen it all, nature steps in. That's right, the universe isn't done yet, because when someone misses you deeply enough, the natural world joins in. Let's start with animals. Have you noticed your pet acting strange during moments of intense emotion? Your cat becomes more clingy than usual. Your dog starts staring at the door, or barking at nothing. Birds perch near your window and sing longer, more intricate songs. That's not just cute behavior. Animals are masters of energy detection. They know when something invisible is stirring in your space. Plants, too. A flower that was wilting suddenly blooms overnight. Leaves that droop now stand tall. When strong emotional energy fills your environment, especially the kind directed at you, plants absorb and react to it. They're like leafy lie detectors for love and longing. And then the weather. Yes, even the weather can respond. Maybe you're lost in thought about someone, and suddenly, the rain stops, the clouds part. A beam of light shines through, or you're feeling overwhelmed with memories, and out of nowhere, a breeze carries their scent, The wind itself seems to know their name. It's not poetic, it's physics. It's the vibrational field aligning with the external world. You might even notice objects moving without explanation. A picture frame falls, but there's no vibration. A book lands open on a page with a message that perfectly matches your current emotional state, or that necklace they gave you, the one you swore you put away, is suddenly lying on your desk. This isn't magic. This is presence. This is the universe rearranging matter to remind you. They're thinking about you. Even mirrors and glass reflect these vibrations. Ever seen something flicker in the corner of your eye? Or had a mirror fog up, not from steam, but as if someone had exhaled into it? Sometimes the presence isn't visible, but your intuition knows. And light responds like a loyal messenger. Streetlights flicker as you pass underneath them. Neon signs blink. Traffic lights seem to shift just for you at the perfect moment. Why? Because intense emotion is electromagnetic. Your field and theirs are interacting, and the world is responding. It doesn't stop there. Water, yes, even water, is a medium for emotional energy. It drips. It splashes. It chills or heats unpredictably. You might turn on the shower and feel it change temperature on its own, right as their memory hits you. Water remembers emotion. It carries vibration, and in moments of connection, it reflects it back. This is the language of the universe. Subtle, sacred, sublime. So when everything around you begins to echo a single name, her name, don't dismiss it. You're not going crazy. You're being contacted. And in the next part, we'll go even deeper. We'll talk about time and how certain dates, hours, and seasons align perfectly with spiritual contact. Because energy doesn't just move across space. It dances with time too. So don't miss what's coming next, because the final piece of the puzzle will blow your mind. Welcome back. Now we've talked about how energy can move across people, devices, dreams, and even nature itself. But there is one more dimension where these soul connections play out, and that is time. Energy doesn't just drift through space, it pulses through moments, specific hours, dates, and patterns that repeat themselves like a cosmic rhythm. If someone truly misses you, you can often feel it in your bones at very particular times, and maybe, just maybe, you already have. Let's start with one of the most common signs: waking up at the exact same time, over and over again, with that person on your mind. Maybe it's 3:17 a.m. You fall asleep normally, no expectations, and boom, you're awake. Not groggy, not disoriented, just awake, and thinking of them. It keeps happening, always the same time. That's not insomnia. That's not coincidence. That's spiritual synchronization. When two souls are deeply connected, they often link through what I call temporal portals, little slivers of time where your energies align. These sacred minutes act like meeting points, even if the other person is across the planet. It's as if your soul is tapping you on the shoulder saying, hey, she's thinking about you right now. Now, once you notice these moments, pay attention to how you feel. Does the room feel different? Do you feel watched, but in a safe way? Does a sense of longing bloom in your chest? Then that's not just a sleep disruption. That's a call. Now, here's something you probably never considered: clock patterns. You look at your phone, and it's 11:11, or 14:25, her birthday, or 21:12, the day you first met. These patterns, the coincidental numbers, are actually codes, not codes in a hacker's sense, but soul codes, reminders, confirmations. Time itself is talking to you, reflecting her energy through numbers. You don't have to be into numerology to feel this. You just have to stay open. Now, the moon. Oh, this one's big. Ever noticed how around a full moon, your emotions spike, your dreams become wild, your sleep feels deeper, and maybe, just maybe, that person pops back into your thoughts? That's not random. The full moon amplifies emotional frequencies. It magnifies everything that's being felt, especially longing, especially unspoken love. If she's thinking of you during a full moon, you'll know. The new moon, on the other hand, is when clarity comes. The fog lifts. You don't get bombarded with emotion. Instead, you know things. You wake up with insights about how she is really feeling, even if you haven't talked in months. It's during this phase that messages come cleaner, sharper, more truthful. Let's talk birthdays. Not just hers, yours too. These dates act like spiritual amplifiers. You might suddenly feel more signs around your birthday than any other day. Songs, photos, people bringing her up in random conversation. Or you get dreams that feel more than dreams. Why? Because our birthdays are portals, celebrations of our energetic blueprint. And when someone has a connection to you, their energy spikes around the date. Whether they reach out or not, the same goes for anniversaries, special dates, even the first time you met. Time remembers. So does your soul. The universe marks those moments and says, here, feel this again, now. Here's where it gets even deeper. Seasonal shifts. Have you ever noticed how certain times of year seem to pull you back into memory? Spring hits, and suddenly she's in your mind again, vividly. Or winter begins, and a familiar ache creeps in. That's not just seasonal blues. That's your energetic memory aligning with planetary shifts. The world is changing, and with it, so is your emotional frequency. Meals, too, carry signals. You're eating lunch, and suddenly her favorite dish pops into your head, or you make coffee. And it tastes like how she made it, even though you did nothing different. These are memory portals. Why? Because often, she's also eating at that exact time, and thinking of you. Shared habits form. Energetic grooves. When you align those actions, the connection activates. Now let's talk about mirror times, like 12:12, 20:22, 10:01. These numbers are easy to brush off, but when you are in a period of strong spiritual activity, like someone missing you deeply, these times become magnets. It's like the universe blinking at you, saying, yep, it's happening again. Even intervals hold meaning. You might notice that every 7 days, you dream about her, or every 15 days, something reminds you of her in a powerful way. That's not your mind playing tricks. That's her cycle of longing. Everyone has an emotional rhythm, a cycle of when feelings peak, and your soul is sensitive enough to pick up on hers. Want to go deeper? Pay attention to her daily rhythm. If she's a night owl, chances are your most intense signs will come at night. If she's an early riser, you'll feel the tug in the morning. It's not about stalking. It's about tuning into the invisible rhythm that governs your shared connection. And here's something we often forget. Global holidays, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. Even if you're not together, or never were in that way, these dates make people reflect. And if she misses you, you'll feel it amplified on these days. You might not know why you're emotional on December 24th. You might not understand why her memory feels heavier on New Year's Eve. But your soul does. These days open collective portals, and people's emotional frequency spike. Now, all of this begs the question, how do I know if what I'm experiencing is real, or if I'm just projecting my own emotions? Here's how. First, emotional neutrality. If signs come when you're distracted, in a good mood, or thinking about something completely unrelated, they're more likely real. If they only show up when you're sad or reminiscing, you might be calling them in with your own energy. Second, specificity. Did you dream of her wearing an outfit you've never seen, in a place you've never been, and later find out that that's exactly what she did recently? That's a spiritual signature. That's not your imagination. That's connection. Third, spontaneity. Real signs show up without warning. You can't force them. If you try to summon her memory and nothing happens, but then a butterfly lands on your arm during a random walk and you instantly feel her, that is real. Fourth, outside confirmation. Someone mentions her randomly. A mutual friend says she brought up your name. Your mom says, hey, do you remember the girl? On the exact day you've been thinking of her. These are not planted. These are validations. Fifth, time test. If these signs keep showing up consistently for weeks or months, then it's not a mental loop. It's an energetic pattern. Spiritual truth has stamina. It doesn't fade with mood swings. And finally, emotional tone. Genuine signs bring peace, nostalgia, warmth, even if it's bittersweet. If you feel anxious, obsessed, or desperate, that's your ego, not your soul. The soul whispers. The ego screams. So here's what I want you to remember. If you've ever felt something so deeply, so clearly, that it stopped you in your tracks, don't second guess it. You're not imagining things. You're just finally hearing them. You've learned how the body speaks, how dreams deliver messages, how time leaves clues, and how the universe responds with birds, phones, numbers, and moonlight. You've seen that when someone misses you deeply, the entire world starts to tell you. And now, it's your turn to listen. If this message stirred something inside you, share it. Maybe someone else is out there, wondering if they're going crazy, when really, they're just tuning into the same frequency. Leave a like, drop a comment with the signs you felt, and subscribe if you want more content that speaks to your soul. Because this channel, it's not just a channel, it's a home for people like you, people who feel the invisible. Until next time, trust the signs, trust the timing, and most of all, trust your soul. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Good night.